Urban Peak was founded over 35 years ago. Urban Peak was born of this community and thrives because of this community. From the basement of a church providing overnight shelter to today providing about 1,000 unduplicated youth services from across the city, across the state. Our growth has been exponential. We have stayed true to our core belief that ending youth homelessness is not only feasible, but imperative. The next chapter for Urban Peak is so exciting because we've opened the mothership, which is Urban Peak's new campus out on South Broadway.
Every person in the city should feel proud that they own this and should feel proud that they built this, because this is us at our best.
We've expanded our services fourfold. We now can provide 24/7 access to shelter and transitional housing for 136 youth. And we have built a campus that is like nothing else anywhere in the world.
In 2015, we began working on the mothership. That began a research project within our company called Trauma-Informed Design, where we really think about what is the built environment's impact on health, mental health and physical health, and the ability for people to relate to one another, and how can architecture be a first responder.
What's so amazing about this space is that we've taken so much time and care that we put into thinking about this space. It took years to really think through what was right for youth. It really is meeting the needs of the people that it's serving by stepping outside of the box.
When you walk into the mothership, you don't see the trauma-informed design, you feel it. The idea that it's warm and the materials are natural and there's daylight coming through and you can see through windows into the next rooms. Those all send messages about that feeling of safety and comfort, the ability to connect. That all communicates value and self-worth.
Every single space is a little bit different and unique, and that makes it really special.
How do you take a kid from crisis, from an emergency situation, build some relationships, stabilize them, make them feel at home and comfortable, and then guide them into community in a different kind of way? To me, the real invention of the mothership has to do with the neighborhoods and creating communities that are small, even though the scale of the building can sleep over 130 youth. The neighborhood might only have 15 or 20 kids in it, so there's social accountability and friendships and supports that can be built in from a staff level as well as from a peer-to-peer nature.
I think so often with marginalized communities, we take for granted how it feels for us to be in beautiful space. And what we need to be doing is providing beautiful, welcoming, light, bright space for all of us. And I can't think of any population that deserves the mothership more than the youth we get the privilege to work with.
It's the space that they deserve. It is a transformational space. It's so different and so unique from anything else in the homeless services space that I've seen, and it just brings joy. I hope that it is a new era for how we're able to serve not just youth, but anyone experiencing homelessness.
This past year has had more firsts than I can even remember. We broke ground. That felt like a first. For me, one of the most transformational moments was watching youth walk through the door. To be able to see that first is the most important professional first I know I will ever have. Welcoming people to this next chapter of Urban Peak is just opening the door and walking through it and saying welcome, and let's just all be a part of it. We only do this together. And while this is a moment to welcome people, that has to be something we do every day for the next year and the next year and the next year and the next.